So, recap, a bit of recap. I think just in the last session, the party split. Three of you went to interview. Should I say is an interview? Lady Amelia, as per your appointment, while two of you went to investigate the the grate, the grill that is supposed to be pried open according to Shado. You plan to meet in order to get the grill open or to explore the incidents or the sightings of what Shadow has mentioned to you. But unfortunately, upon leaving Lady Amelia's mansion, you discovered you were tailed and getting trying to sort of lose the tail or the people that is following you landed you in Lady Luck Tavern, just as per your luck, and it went a bit more adventurous than you anticipated, resulting in um, some drinks. But all in all, people are celebrating you um, based on what you have achieved in the past 1 or 2 weeks in town. You have gained quite a reputation among the locals, and they seem to have acknowledged you. Now, going out of the tavern, uh, you went straight to the barracks to see Lord Lediver, but your misadventures in the tavern landed you in a bit of trouble with Death Sergeant.
Yep. Oh god,
Okay.
so much fun.
Yep. So much fun. In the in the midst of trying to convince the Death Sergeant that you are not drunk, as per all drunkards say, he did a test, sobriety test, and so far for the Paladin, you think you are not drunk, but you cannot seem to walk in a straight line. In the meantime, Camille went out uh, and tried to tail the tailor, tail the people that seems to be following you,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that is where we ended our last session.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, as we begin the session, you notice um, Kazuma
Hmm.
is flat out bonkers and he just threw up inside a lockup.
Oh wow, he's in the lockup.
Yeah, he went there willingly
Oh,
and
okay.
threw up, and now he is sprawled inside the lockup.
Okay.
Okay. You are still with the death sergeant trying to walk straight.
Hmm.
All
Hmm.
right. I think Camille have trouble with his okay. He rejoined.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Camille, you okay?
Yeah, I'm lagging. Let me exit, masuk balik.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
So yeah, I talked to the desk sergeant. Oh
Okay.
man. I'm refreshed now. I'm refreshed. Yes.
Room as refreshed as your friend over there. He pointed towards the the sprawl figure of Kazuma, Carl, inside there. He
He
is all spread eagle uh in on the cot in the lockup.
surprisingly that he went in there on his own accord. But no, yes. I didn't drink that much, but I guess it's been years since I did. But I'm all refreshed now. It's like been a week since this happened.
The death sergeant look at you skeptically. Yeah, so they all say.
Yes, indeed.
So sorry, I don't think you're in any condition to meet Lord Laniver.
I'm assure you that I am.
I assure you that you're not.
Let me try and roll persuasion. Eh. With a disadvantage or advantage, which one you want, sir?
See, you can even talk straight. You are talking to me, but you are looking at the wall.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm
I'm
not.
here. I'm right here. He waved at you, and you notice he is standing to the left of you, and you were talking to a picture on the wall, the
Oh,
wanted poster.
I was just admiring the picture. I'm gonna try and roll for deception. Yes. Yes. Picture's very nice.
Well, could have fooled me. Yes, go and talk to the picture, but you are not talking to Lord Laniver. I am not persuaded.
Yes, you're decepted. Boys. Okay.
Persuasion. What? Net one.
Oh
You're
God!
trying to persuade, but you're pursuing the whole thing.
I just noticed that it was a net one. Oh,
Yeah.
my rolls suck.
You tried to persuade on a net one, thinking like,
God damn it!
okay. Why do you think you're trying to persuade the picture?
I was just looking at it.
Okay. Okay, go continue looking at it.
Boys.
Or you want to take some fresh air.
Let's see. How are the tailors? Are they gone or are they outside from what we last saw? I remember
Well,
that they.
you were inside. You left them outside, and you have no idea what they were doing. I think it's Camille that went out stealthily in order to confront them, or
Tung, 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 tung.
or whatever he wants to do.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'm guessing that there's nothing I can do here because this jerk is not letting me do anything. So I'll go get some fresh air then.
You do that.
I head out and think if I head back to our barracks or our home base, the tailors might find us.
Okay, you head out.
So I'm just thinking, okay, I
out of the door.
want to go to the temple.
Okay. As you were doing this, Camille, you went out about several minutes earlier, stealthily.
Mm,
Okay, what do you do?
I look for the tailors.
The drill field has some people in it, so I think that's they were training. They were making lots of noise. So you went out. I do not think you will notice.
I
Or
thought he
you
was
think
in
you
the
will.
drill.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Because of the commotion in the drill field, it was a busy day, so chances are no one noticed you going out of the door.
Right.
Ghaz is in.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hey.
Right. So, Camille, you went out. Okay. In this time, Ghaz is still at your dormitories, your own home base. Right.
And
Alright.
I think he's setting up.
Mhm.
What setting up?
Setting up microphone and whatnot, probably.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. So, Camille, what do? You went out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I look for the guys in grey cloaks.
Right. You saw them across the street of the barracks. They are quite far across the drill field, but you notice the two hooded figures at the corner here, seeming to look in the direction of the door towards the barracks.
Ooh, I try to approach them from the side or behind, but still keeping my eyes on them somehow.
All right. So you hugged the wall. So you went sideways to this, and using your skill to blend with the environment and taking advantage of all the soldiers training. Uh, you went behind an arrow target in order to conceal your movement bit by bit, and took about a good 5 minutes, but you managed to go get close to them here. They were still looking in about 45 degrees in this direction. Now they are not looking at you, but you can see them observing the door towards the barracks. And about this time,
Mm-hmm.
Felix appeared on the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Of
So,
the barracks.
yep.
So they did not notice Camille.
So I'm the full I have their full attention. Okay, so not knowing where Camille is, yeah, like I mentioned before, I am going to hit here, not wanting to risk our place of rest.
Okay. So you went as that direction is going across the drill field. So you nonchalantly walk across the training men. Um, you seem like you are walking in a straight line, but you were meandering into them, walking in between people, sword fighting, causing them to stop their training. So they were cussing at you. What are you doing? You were
Uh-huh.
messing up their training. So in the meantime, I think this is caused quite a distraction, and the two persons, Camille, from your observation, they are you know that they are looking in the
Mm.
direction of Felix.
Mm.
So
I
what do
take
you do?
note of their characteristics, like who they are, male, female, race,
What
blah blah.
one is a bit shorter than the other, so you are not sure because the hoods are covering them quite thoroughly, completely. It's kind of hard. One is okay. The smaller one is a bit leaner, and the taller person is a bit burly, so to speak.
Okay.
hmm So what do? You continue observing them.
Yeah.
By this time, Felix is halfway across the drill field and causing quite a commotion. He narrowly ducked being hit by a passing arrow, but he is quite graceful, like he is a drunken master style doing that. This that
Wow.
okay.
Sorry. Oh, I have not drank that much. Okay, is that time to go meet the Baron? Mm.
All right. So by this time, okay, Felix, what do you do?
I walk through Horseway just to go to the temple. I don't see Camille. I'm just wondering where the hell he is.
Okay.
And perception check for those two. Yeah,
All
let's
right.
see.
Roll.
Let's see. Perception check. That's perception. I forgot. My perception is low.
Mm-hmm.
A -2. I don't see shit, Captain.
I think the shouting and the cussing from the soldiers that you disrupted, all the disruption you caused, you just say sorry and continue your own way through Horseway.
Yep, yep.
All right. In the meantime, Camille, you saw Felix almost walking in front of you. Okay, and then you notice the hooded figures are closely monitoring what Felix has been doing, and they will seems to be whispering at each other. But
Ooh.
but the voices are very faint. I don't think you can detect what they were saying.
Mm. I see. Okay, so as Felix moves and they follow Felix, I follow them.
Okay. So you were invisible, right?
Yep, invisible.
And very stealthy. So Felix walked past you and continue his way. A bit to the left, and then after that, a bit to the right, and seems to be happy.
Wow.
He seems to be quite jolly, which is quite unusual for Felix.
He should drink more often.
And you notice the two figures just walking a bit of distance behind Felix. Alright?
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
Felix.
Where I am now?
You are now
Here?
in front of the
Alright, here.
your dorm, your home
Okay.
base.
Give me a second. Let's see. Perception again. Yeah, 12.
Guys, are you in?
He's mute his mic.
Yeah, you are muted.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Can
not
you hear
like
me?
I'm,
Okay.
it's not like I'm ignoring you.
No.
Okay,
Gus, come in,
sorry.
Gus.
okay,
Yes,
guys.
yes.
You notice Felix walking quite a jolly in front of the dorm. So
Okay.
you just went out of that. I think you do not know where Shado is. Maybe he's inside because you were just outside and noticing Felix walking, and you just joined him in front of the door here.
Oh.
I just
Okay.
okay. So I just saw Felix, right?
Yes, but you can roll a perception.
Roll perception.
Yes,
This oh yeah. I need to go from wait. Alright.
no problem.
Perception. 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 Performance perception.
Those two are so close.
Ooh.
17.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. As you greet Felix, you notice two figures quite a distance behind him. Think you notice them here, and it's two hooded figures in grey cloaks, seeming to just cautiously walking and behind Felix.
Behind Felix.
Yeah,
Okay.
a bit behind, a bit some distance away, about 10 feet, 15 feet, about that.
Alright. So hey Felix. What's up with you?
So I'm just
Bit sleepy?
give a second. I'm trying to think in character. I know there's somebody following me, but I can't see them. I know Chen here is my friend, but I got no idea if they know who Chen is. So
He looks like if I may say, he looks
Mhm.
like a cleric trying to convert you.
So okay. For Chen safety, I am going to okay. Yes, a fan. Ha 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 ha. I put my arms around him. Yes. So dear adoring fan, what can I do for you today?
Oh, I would like to maybe, why don't we just get a drink so I can maybe take you out as an adoring fan?
A drink? I had plenty of drinks. But maybe a coffee or so.
Oh, that would
Yes,
sound good.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Shall I accompany you for coffee?
Yes, lead the way, my good friend.
So, technically, we are towards the barrack, right?
We're somewhere around here, I guess.
Yeah, you are around there in front of your dorms, and you notice them behind the two people stalking Felix behind, slightly behind there.
Okay. So because I see jack shit, so I'm just doing this out of instinct. So yes, I got no idea now. Like my hands, my feet is in your hands.
Okay.
So I,
So Chen
yeah,
Chen, what do you do?
I'm gonna head to the. I'm gonna take Felix. Okay,
Okay,
I'm gonna lead him to the drill field.
The drill
That road.
field. All right. Yeah.
to the green field here.
Yeah.
Drill field back. Okay.
Oh, is it? Yeah, we are from Dreamfield to this.
Well, he
Technically,
was
I
from.
was there. Now, you know what? I don't care.
Okay, you want to go to back to drill field, is it?
Yeah, I prefer like that. It's a better clearing so we can see better.
Okay. Okay. You grab his hand and then you turn him around and walk him back to the real field through Horse's Way.
Uh,
And as you
okay, good.
and as you do that, because your action is very abrupt, the two figures that you noticed earlier also stop abruptly and try to look left, look right, and try to jump into the whatever door that they can find to enter.
I want to
But
see. I want to see if I
but
see this.
Oh,
uh,
honestly, this.
Okay.
yeah,
15 is okay. I guess.
yeah, okay, because this is so abrupt and so sudden, it's very hard for them to mask their movement. And you notice them trying to enter this door, but the door is locked. Trying to shake a locked door.
Okay.
Camille,
So.
you are tailing them very closely, and you notice them suddenly stop, and then look left, look right, and then they saw a door immediately beside them, and immediately try to open that door and push inside or something.
Okay. So I think I do see this.
Yeah.
I tahan gelak.
I I head towards the two gentlemen. Can I help you two?
You are still a good 5 feet
Uh,
away, and they notice you noticing them, noticing
mhm.
you, noticing me.
Mhm.
So they try to run, but the shorter figure
Mhm.
trip over the other person's cloak, and that person sort of fell, and you close the gap. Now you are right in front of them.
All right. So yeah,
All right.
Yeah, who is it? Who is it?
I go up to them and say, "Can I help you two?"
Okay, the three of you surrounded them, right? And
Yeah.
behind them, the two
I'm
of
still
them.
invisible. Ha.
Okay, okay, Camille is still invisible, just watching the cleric and the paladin, the burly paladin, cornering these two persons, and is still frantically trying to open a locked door behind them, and they just raise their arms, say, "Mercy, we mean no harm."
We'll I'll be the judge of that. So now, how about we have a little chat? So
Okay,
let's see. Where is a good place to not?
as you say this, the smaller person uh take off her cloak from her head, and
Mhm.
it is a person. It's I think it's a teenage girl about 15 years of age,
Mhm.
while the other person also took down his cloak covering his face, and it is revealed like also an adolescent. It's just a bit taller, maybe around
15.
17
All right.
years of age or something like that. I'm saying, we mean no harm, master. We just what we are just admirers of of you.
We shall see. How about we head to the barracks, pointing to our dorm, which is also a prison. No, if I'm not
Is
mistaken, it was originally a barrack for the
The,
guards, right?
yeah, for the guards.
So it also has jail, something like that, if I remember right.
It does well. It has a holding cell, one or two.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
we bring them there. Not no, I'm guessing they don't know where we stay. So yeah, this should be perfect.
What's it? We meant no harm. We were just following you because we saw you. Uh, we
If
just saw you. We just want your autograph.
we shall see, we shall see. Follow me if you want one. So I grabbed them by the shoulders and dragged them to our dorm and into the holding cell.
Ooh, okay, all right. So the taller of them is the taller of the two seems to be very protective of this girl, and he says, "Unhand her." Why do you want to drag us?
Well, you've been following us way back since Wall Street, so I am more inclined to ask the question here. So either we can do this peacefully and quietly, or we can do it publicly. It's your choice.
All right. So the taller of the guy, the tall teenager, the male teenager seems to be not combative, but showed a slight defiance to you. Is there a law to say that it is illegal to follow someone?
Yes, it's called stalking.
What under what clause? Which kind of surprised you because he seems to be well spoken.
I want to take a look at this guy. Like, what are his defining features, clothing and all?
Other than his cloak, he seems to be well mannered and well dressed, but defiant looking.
Defiant looking.
Compared to the girl, which is a bit unkempt, her brown hair is a bit disheveled, but it was neatly her hair was neatly tied into a ponytail. This person is seems to be well groomed. The guy, he is
Mm.
blonde, and he seems to have an air about him.
All right, give me a second. I want to try and do some perception for something. Nope. That was me trying to see if I can sense Camille, but nope, that did not happen.
Okay.
You're
You,
drunk.
uh, for Felix and Chen, you seem to overhear like somebody sniggering. But
Mm.
it seems to be in the general direction of the two persons that you are interrogating, but you cannot you are not sure. You don't think it is the same two person, but you definitely someone is laughing laughing
Mm.
quietly.
All right.
All
So
right, Chen.
anyway,
All right.
all right. I have a feeling that you two need something from me, or us anyway. So why don't we head into the barracks here and have a little talk?
We will come with you, but you do not have to accost my friend here.
We shall see. So shall we?
Lead the way.
So we head to
Let's go, let's
the
go.
dorm,
Mhm.
and yeah, I lean into Chen and say, if they try anything funny, knock them out.
Oh, will do, will do. I can smack them.
All right.
I will smack them.
Yesterday's character coming true.
Oh my god.
All right.
I have to know what went on, what transpired
Oh
yesterday.
my god, you will when the video comes out. It should have ended within 2 hour half an hour, sorry, an hour and a half, an hour and a half. But
Mhm.
that second part of the video went for 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You will see. You will see.
Okay, all right, sure.
All right,
All right,
okay.
so
Anyway.
you lead the two persons into the dorm,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a when you enter the dorm, there's always the first thing you saw is the mess hall,
Mm-hmm.
and the holding room will be at the back rooms.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be going into the holding room. We'll just sit at um
I
the
think maybe
kitchen.
we should take them. The kitchen.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
wouldn't people hear us?
I
Or should we take
I
them to our like
nah.
sleeping quarters?
We don't want them to know where
Just to
we
be safe.
stay. We don't want to know. We don't want them to know where we stay. So the kitchen would be fine. We can have a sit and drink. So
Mm.
if they say who
But
they
it
are,
is it is a mess hall. There are one or two guards taking their meal after. I think they were about to change the shift again.
mm,
So these two guards were just gobbling their meals.
yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
matter. But yeah, at
Yeah.
least here will be a bit more public and people will see what's going on if something does go awry.
Right.
Maybe you find some empty corner you can sit on. Let's say.
Yeah,
Yep. That is quite the mess hall has two tables, long tables. So the two guards that you saw is on another table. You can use another table, long table with about 8 chairs. You can sit them on there.
yeah,
Not on the table, on the chair towards the table.
yeah. We will sit
Itu
near.
interrogate tu letak atas table. Sit there.
We will sit at one of the open tables.
All right.
So I'm guessing Camille Chen Chen is next to me, and the two will be in front of us.
Yeah. So what about Camille?
I don't know. He's
Yeah.
invisible.
I'm observing from the shadows. How cute is the girl?
15 years old.
Hey,
Well,
you'll be surprised.
but
y-
but 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 you have
Malaysian age
to
of consent is 16.
Ah, shit.
yes, correct. But during, if possible, this age, like the period we are in,
I'm not having this
15,
discussion.
15 is actually a quite good age.
Yeah, I know, right? 12 is good
Yeah.
already.
I don't know.
Welcome to the
Anyway,
abyss, bro.
while
Felix, you seem to notice Chen is a bit distracted, as if whispering something to
do I?
yeah, I don't know. It's just that 15 is good age.
So anyway, as they sit down,
Something about whispering.
as everybody sit down,
Okay.
before I sit, I go to the kitchen, grab 4 mugs of coffee, and put it on the table.
Okay. As you went into the kitchen, you notice you overhear somebody. It's like somebody's having a conversation about it's appropriate age for something, and then you
Mm. All right. Anywho,
all right. Okay.
yes,
You okay.
I come back with
There's coffee
coffee.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're a bit more sober now.
Mm-hmm. And yes,
What?
Chen, you want to take this?
I don't want to take this.
You don't want
Okay.
to? All right. Okay. Good.
Not now.
All right. Okay. So anyway, yes. So
It's like the cleric having a crisis of faith.
Yep. At the moment, my face is dwindling.
So anyway, I believe that you honestly didn't come to me for an autograph. So, what's wrong?
The girl is trembling, while the male person, it seems to be very calm. Okay. It's like you say, she is a fan of you. She has been hearing you helping the community here, and she is greatly admiring your work and your sacrifices. I'm just a friend. I'm just accompanying her.
I feel there's more to this. By the way you dress, it doesn't seem that you're from this part of town. You seem probably from High Roads or Wall Street, probably. And her, yes, her is probably around this area. So, what's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Kita 2 darjat.
Nothing at all. Like I said, like she said, she is a great admirer of you, and she wants to thank you, but she lacks the courage to approach you directly.
What do?
Uh,
My wisdom sucks for this. Shoot. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna throw insight.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, I guess I believe him.
Yeah. He seems to be well-mannered enough. He has an air of not superiority, but he has an air of confidence as he talk properly to you, and he seems to be sincere. And you can see his sincerity when he says he is accompanying her because he wants to protect her.
Yes. So, young, how rude of me. What are your names? I forgot to ask. I guess you already know mine since, well, you kind of know who I am. So, who are you two?
I'm John. I'm John.
John.
And this is Lisbeth.
Inside
The
again.
the girl was trembling, and yeah, she just nodded. My goodness, Felix.
You are so drunk.
No, my rolls suck. I don't know why Roll20 hates me.
You have a soft
Yeah.
spot for teenagers.
Okay. So yes. All right. John, and what was her name again?
Elizabeth, is it?
Lisbeth.
Lisbeth. All right.
Elizabeth. Is it John or Long John?
John.
John.
That's why I don't believe him, but I guess I do. John. All right.
Maybe I can try.
Go
Maybe
ahead. Go ahead.
Is it inside, right?
Insight to check if they're lying. I think yes.
It's a net one. Net 1 minus 1.
Yep. Oh man.
They seem really convincing, or
Nice.
just purely sincere for you. For Ghaz,
1919.
for sure, you are looking at incredulously at Felix, thinking like, what the heck is this guy thinking?
I sip coffee.
Okay, for Chen, when you notice John, quote unquote, mentioning his name and Lisbeth, you notice Lisbeth nodding vehemently, like, okay, you seem it is her name. But for John, you are quite skeptical that it is his real name. He seems to be talking loosely as if he's making things up as he goes, especially when it comes to his own name.
Okay. So, alright. So Chen talks to John. John. Your name is John, right?
Yes, Master Chen.
I haven't told you my name. How do you know?
Like I said, Lisbeth, fans of your party. Your name has been whispered and talked about by many people in these areas, especially.
I see, but the name John doesn't make any sense to me.
Does
It's like,
does the name Chen makes any sense?
oh, it does. As Chen and Chen mixed together is Chen. But
so
John is weird.
no, John is John, and then there's another John, so that's John. It
But
seems to be.
there's no family named John around here. Unless you'll be a Jonathan.
I lean into Chen saying, "You're gonna lose this fight, man."
Oh, never mind. Maybe I can persuade him to tell the truth.
All right, go ahead, man.
All right.
So wait. Your name is John.
Yes.
That will make you Jojo.
I am not familiar with. I'm not familiar with that name.
No problem, Jojo.
I am John.
Yes, Jojo. I drink more coffee. Nice.
All right. What are you trying to do?
I'm persuading him to tell me the truth. Like, are you sure your name is John John? Or are you just lying to me? Or to us, actually, at the moment.
I think the right question to ask here, what do they want? Because like naming aside, we can just push that aside until things really get serious.
I think Kamil and I would actually persuade the girl to come in with us. What do you say,
Who? Dagger,
Kamil?
Camille.
So okay, what are you persuading? Is it the name?
I first the name.
The name.
Yes.
Well, here then he says, here I'm known as John John, and I would like to remain known as that in these areas.
Okay. So what do business you bring to us? It's in the middle of the night, right?
No, afternoon, I think.
Oh, it's afternoon. Okay, okay.
Yes.
My time is off. Okay. So what business do you have with us? Just admirers? I think you can see us in the taverns. So come on with the truth. What do you want us to do? John John, so called.
Like I said, I am just with my friend Lisbeth. She is the one who is your admirer. I'm just skeptical of your true intentions.
All right.
And what are you to her?
I am a friend.
Grill session.
Are you just a friend? Quote
Friend, friend.
unquote.
friend.
Quote unquote.
Oh, so
And
there's
he seems a bit flustered when you say that. And you notice him darting a glance towards Lisbeth, and you
so
say, I am a friend.
so
I want to keep her safe.
all right. So there's Chen and John and your friends.
And then John seems to be looking at it incredulously. Uh, Master, you are not making much sense. I
Oh,
think your coffee is too thin. You need
uh,
some thicker coffee.
yes. But anywho,
Uh,
Yeah.
and his knowledge of coffee is a bit interesting for you because, yeah, seems like a connoisseur of coffees too.
yes. All right. John. I'm gonna make more. And by the way, how's yours? I'm no barista, but hope it's okay. Or do you think you can make
Um,
one?
It's not to my liking.
Ah,
I can do better.
Why don't you?
Maybe Felix, you can stay with Elizabeth while I assist John John
Sure.
to make some coffee.
Sure.
Right. That,
Ooh, I observe how John makes coffee.
all right. Okay. So that will be the thing that you'll do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Because of the powers of your persuasion, he seems to be more open, uh, and talkative. So he seems to be looking at this as a challenge for him to show off his skills. He looks at it to ensure that Lisbeth is sitting with the paladin,
Mm-hmm.
that is still slightly swaying from side to side.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to the the coffee. It's about the tables where most of the beverages are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, these are substandard, but I'll see what I can do.
All right.
And you
Okay,
saw him. There's a kettle of boiling water near him. He did something magical with it. Seems to be very adept and very knowledgeable on the timing of when to have that, when the steam comes out, the preparation, and he uses clean cloth that he took out, white cloth from one of his pocket,
Mm-hmm.
to use it as the filter.
Mm.
And the smell of coffee
All right.
uh emanates from where he is, across all the mess hall, and even the two guards are sniffing and stop eating.
All right, all right.
I
So
immediately
Hello.
yeah, just waiting for Camille.
Okay.
You were saying?
appear. Give me some. Give me some.
Semua kita terkejut orang tu.
Yeah. Okay, let me roll this. They can like. Whoa. Okay. You appeared as so sudden as possible beside him. Beside John, quote unquote John. He almost dropped whatever he's holding, which is he's pouring into a cup. He spilled some of that hot coffee onto his hand that's holding the cup.
Hmm.
Yowzers! But he still
Ooh,
managed to
careful.
hold that.
So,
So just
while
Okay,
going back
oh.
when John's making coffee,
Mhm.
I'm gonna talk to Elizabeth here and yeah, just try to see what I can get.
she's just her eyes are downwards. She seems to be very timid. She seems to be shy, and you sense she is intimidated, especially in your presence.
Mm.
It's okay. I will come later.
No,
Coffee first.
this is happening while you were observing
in the kitchen.
coffee.
Yeah. Hold your horses. It's okay. I will come later. No worries.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
So,
What do you talk to her about?
alright. So, I feel that you're intimidated by me. Don't be. It's just the armor. But it feels like there's something more to this. Like, is there anything that you want to ask me for besides an autograph?
You help you tried to help my mother.
Your mother, was it Eliza?
How do you know? Yes, she is my mother.
Well,
I am one of her. I am one of her child.
I see.
I'm the eldest.
I see. So could you tell me everything about what happened before your mother went missing?
She she has she is with the third child.
Mhm.
Me and my brother is on our own most of the time. She is trying to make ends meet for us. She has been receiving quite uh good care from the midwife,
All right.
but suddenly she just I saw her when you were talking to her that day,
Mhm.
several days back. You seem to be a caring lot. No one ever spoke to her in such manner. Usually people talk down to us, thinking like we are nobody, like we are worthless. But you seem to care. And
Well,
then she's gone. I have no idea where she is. Maybe, just maybe, and people are talking to you, talking about you, your deeds, about helping people. I want to know what happened to her.
mm,
Maybe you can help, but I have no money to pay.
it's all right. I need no money from you. Is there anything that stands out about your mother? Any belongings, any jewelry?
We are poor. Well, what do you mean we are jewelry? We have nothing.
Or
We just have it.
maybe some necklace or earrings?
No, No such thing.
Mm,
We have nothing. We just have each other. We try to make ends meet as best as we can.
I
We do
see.
have a house, but nothing much. We have nothing to sell,
Uh,
nothing even to pawn. But we do what we can.
I see. Well, we're not sure where your mother could be at this point of time, but we will try and look for her. But do tell us more about the midwives.
The, the midwives.
Yes,
Well,
like the
there's
ones helping
no.
your mother specifically. Like,
Ah,
what was her name?
oh, Mother Martha. We
Marta.
know her to be taking care of our section. There are others taking care of other sections of the town. Mother Martha has been very helpful. She's been taking care of many of the persons in this town.
How many midwives are there that is helping around the town?
I do not know. I saw at one time I know two of them. Mother Martha is one.
Mm,
uh,
I see.
So I
So,
do not. I am not so sure about if there's any others.
uh,
I'm thinking, because Mother Martha spoke highly of this highborn, this lady
Lady
that
Amelia, was it?
that she did not say her name.
Mm,
She just say just a highborn has been supporting her, has been sponsoring this treatment and this care.
all right. Have you
Mm.
seen Marta Marta around lately?
The last I saw is when she always came to see my mother. Whenever she check on her, and there are at times even the highborn came with Mother Martha.
I see. Mm. Mother Marta, do you know anything? Oh, sorry. Have you seen anything distinctive about her? Her earrings or her necklace or something like that? Have you noticed anything?
Not no Nothing that I can see. No, usually she's a kindly lady. She talks kindly to us. Sometimes she brings food, and when the highborn came with her, sometimes she even brought something that we have never eaten before in many months. She's very kind.
I see. All right. No problem. Well, we'll try and look for
Uh,
your mother while.
will you? Will you? She looks hopeful at you, and she seems to be expecting as if you can almost produce her mother there and then.
We will try and look for her. I do hope that we bring good news, but do expect bad too.
What do you mean? I am worried about her. She is
Yes.
very pregnant. I think she is, at any day she will be giving birth.
Yes.
And then she just disappeared. I worry for her.
So we will try and find her. We will try and find her. So right now, how are you surviving? Do you have a job? Do you have work or something like that?
Well, I try to my mother has been doing work, sewing the fishing nets. I help as best as I can.
Mm. And is it a regular job?
It is something as the the fisherman usually comes with torn nets, and this is how we manage to find our way forward in order to support us from that. Sometimes they pay us using their catch,
Ah, I see.
which means food on the table. It works for us,
All right, I see.
even
Well-
though sometimes it is those unsold fishes that
Mm.
no one wants.
Elizabeth, is it short form for Elizabeth?
I am Lisbeth, as far as I know.
Yes. All right.
That is my name.
Just wondering because somehow we've been meeting ladies with E's in their names.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. So anyway, and by this time, I'm guessing there's already a scream at the side from John John.
Yep.
Oh.
No, it's not a scream, it's a yelp.
Yep. All right.
Yelp.
Ah. All right.
Okay.
All right.
And you strong smell of coffee
Mm-hmm.
and a yelp. Yows.
Mm. Yeah. So how do you? Sorry.
Okay. And with that, suddenly, Lisbeth, have a worried look on her face, and she blurted out name
Oh, did I hear the name?
Jonas. Jonas.
Jonas. Oh. I
And
wonder if
and
he
then
has
she,
any
and then
breath.
she caught herself, and she seems, and then she has a downcast eyes again. She looks at the floor.
I feel that your friend John John there is important to you.
She just
It's
you
okay.
notice,
Sorry.
she did not say anything, but she just, you notice her lips turn into a slight smile.
It's okay. You don't have to tell me. So anyway, how did you meet your friend John John?
And by this time, the noise is a bit loud, and commotion, almost clattering of the teacup and the cup.
Mm-hmm.
And you overhear, where did you come from? Said- and then say, ow, that's hot.
Mm.
Okay. And she stole, okay, Lisbeth stole a concerned look in the direction of where the three, well, now three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Last time it was two, then suddenly there's three of them preparing the beverage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She did not seem to hear what you're saying. Her concentration is towards the three of them.
All right. Lisbeth. Hello.
Huh? Yeah.
Yes.
What?
How did you
Yes.
meet John
Yeah.
John?
We are friends. We have been friends for some time.
I see. All right. No problem then. So, how's life in? I'm guessing you live in Water Street.
How do you know?
Well, that's where I talked to your mother, and that's where you noticed.
Of course. I think you are the only people who are not guards that came, well, other than Mother Martha, that came even to this side of town. Even the guards are speaking highly of you and your team,
Yes.
if I may say so.
Yes. The Midnight Guards. Yes. Midnight Hunters. Yes. Sorry. So
You do care.
I do. It's the job of the Paladin of Tier, and I try and help wherever I can.
I have nothing to give. I just need to find my mother.
And I'll try and find her.
I have nothing to pay you with, master.
It's okay. It's okay. Information will be enough. But still, as for now, I'll try and find you a more stable job if I am able to. And Here, have this. And I pick out 5 gold coins and give it to her.
5, okay. Right. So deduct 5 gold coin from.
Done, and it's painful.
It was like her eyes widen. It's like as if she has never seen this much fortune in her life before.
I hope this helps with surviving the month. And I have a friend who may need an assistant, but I have no promises on that one. But if it pans out, I'll let you know. And where do you live on Water Street so I can let you know?
Oh, it is just a house um near the corner of it's not even a house. I think it's just a squalor. It's not even but good by anyone's standard. But it is just a roof over our head. It keeps the cold out.
I see. A roof over our head is better than nothing. But anywho, yes. I'm guessing that's about it, or is there more?
I'm very thankful. I do not mean any harm. I just want to talk to you, but I never had courage to approach you proper.
I see.
I just I'm just lucky to even be talking to you. She seems very downcast, as if almost trying to kiss your hand.
It's all right. I'm just doing my job, and they always say that when you help someone, good things will come, and I'm just doing so. But yes, anywho, I'll try and help I'll try and help you by finding your mother, and we will see how goes with the other plans that I have.
All right. Okay. Felix, can you roll perception?
All right, this is gonna suck. Okay, less
All right.
sucky.
Okay. And as you say your last sentence before, you suddenly notice the room is very quiet. You turn your attention away from this birth, and you saw 3 of them. Seems like eavesdropping on you. That you see John, you see Chen, and also you see Camille.
And I also see the 2 guards.
Yeah, the 2 guys are pretending to drink coffee. And they were looking at you. And okay, the 3 of them, John, okay, no, 2 of them, Chen and Camille, have this weird naughty smile and just nodding at you. And you see John having a horrid look on his face. He's like, and then you notice the 2 of them, your companions, say, thumbs up.
I'm sorry, John.
Oh, poor John.
And at this time, John just noticed he has been holding a hot teacup full of hot coffee in his bare hands, and then he immediately put it on the table.
Care to join us?
Oh my.
He was so intent listening to your conversation, he did not notice what he has been doing before. And then he grabbed his earlobes, trying to. You notice him trying to use his earlobes to numb the pain of the burned hand.
Let's see. Okay. Care to join us? As I invite them
Yeah,
to
let's
the
drink
table.
coffee together. coffee tastes better together. I slurp the coffee. I enjoy it slowly.
It was the best coffee that you have tasted in this town
Oh my
so
god,
far.
John, tell me how you make it.
So far, he is still blowing into his palm of his hands.
John, give me your hand.
It's not scalded, but it's quite. It looks a bit sensitive.
As I hold his hand, I cast lay on hands. For one.
You lay on hands on his hands.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Mhm.
this is so romantic love
you
story.
lay on hands.
Uncle Felix so good.
You lay on
Does
hands
Uncle
on his.
Felix goes both way?
Okay.
Yeah, man. Surprise,
Felix,
surprise.
Felix, you are still noticing stuff,
Mm.
and you see the two guys are their mouths are wide open, and then they notice you noticing them, and they just okay. They just try to look busy and just took their spears and pretended they have finished their meal, and they just want to sort of uh move away from this awkward situation. Two of them.
All right.
And then also you okay for let's see, Camille, can you roll a perception?
All right. Opening my sheet. Let me see.
Oh.
Wow.
You notice one of the guard winking knowingly to the other guards. You almost naughty. Okay, and then as they walk past you. Okay, John, okay, his hand has been laid on hands. He seems to be a bit calmer now. Okay, what do you do now? Now there's only the three. Well, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 of you, in the mess hall.
John, where you learn how to make coffee?
I learn as I go. Okay, but your perception also make you notice that he is still trying to be not dodgy. He's trying to not talk too much about himself.
I see. Interesting. You must teach me sometime. Not for free, of course.
If you help my friend, I will gladly teach you what I have learned.
Sounds good.
Deal?
It is a deal.
All right.
What help your friend needs, huh?
Kind of valid. He didn't hear my conversation.
Yeah.
We just saw what happened.
Yeah, I saw coins been shoving and a very shy girl. I'm not sure what was happening.
Okay, you also notice John looking concernedly at Lisbeth. Seems like he did not know what's going on. He also noticed the coins being given. There is a tinge of jealousy that you sense. And you notice him looking daggers at the guy who's laying on his hands.
It's nice to be young.
That's a bit of a tongue twister.
So anywho, yeah.
All right.
I enjoy John's coffee.
Okay.
While these two are trying to do something.
The buzz on your head has receded significantly after this coffee. I think it's one of the best coffee. It's not sweetened, it's pure black coffee. But imagine coming from the same Java as what the other soldiers has been taking. and he managed to turn it into something like a proper brew. It it is quite impressive.
All right. So yeah,
I must learn that skill.
and that you shall. So yeah, I'm kind of done here.
Okay, John has stood right next to Lisbeth.
So technically we are sitting opposite of them, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, for me, I'm kind of done.
Okay.
Okay. So Mr. Chen whisper to Mr. Felix,
Mm-hmm.
well done, well
Can we?
done.
And John says,
Yeah, man, well done.
"Can we go now?
Well done.
We mean no harm." Has Lisbeth say what she needs from you? She says she wants to ask for your autograph. Has
Ah.
she gotten what she asked for?
Yes, she has. And
May we go now?
yes, you may.
Thank
Wait,
so
she only wants Felix autograph, is it?
that is weird, isn't it?
I do not know. She
But
has
we-
been bugging me to help her, so I'm just accompanying her and ensure that she is safe.
Camille, should we accompany them as well, going back home? Okay,
No.
maybe.
I think they can handle their self for now.
Okay,
Okay.
very well.
Very well, understandable.
He nudged a bit of Lisbeth's shoulder, and Lisbeth turned and sort of tried to imitate a curtsy as if she doesn't know how.
Mhm.
And one thing also that you notice, John nodded and give a proper bow,
I give those.
as if he is well practiced.
I
Mhm.
give them a bow. Or a nod. Yes, I give them a nod.
And you notice
I
him,
bow as well.
and you notice him
We all.
catching himself from that, and then put on his hood and took Lisbeth out of there. Thank you, kind sir. We hope we may meet again, and I will fulfill my end of the bargain.
All right. Here's to seeing you in the future. And I raise a cup of coffee to him.
Enjoy your coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
And with
Thank
that,
you.
he ensured that he opened the door to Lisbeth, for Lisbeth to go out first. With a swish,
Mm-hmm.
he closed the door.
All right.
All right. You guys are in the dorm. You
Mhm.
have a cup full of coffee.
All right.
I enjoy the coffee. I savor it.
You eat. Okay, that cup can fill in about 8 cups. That kettle can fill in. That kettle full of coffee can fill in about 8 cups of coffee.
All right. So,
To which I think Felix will.
I have 1.5 and save the rest.
I finished the initial cup that I have, put
Okay.
it into the sink, and tell the guys that you two, I'm gonna head to Commander Lenevier's office for a bit. I guess we have the day off. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
As
That's
you you notice that Chen, would you like to
I tap out the coffee.
Chen
Do I
Chen?
have a Thomas?
I don't think you have a Thomas, but you have like what? Water skin, is it?
What's the skill for hot water?
There's also a jar of what is it, ear?
No, I thought we already gave that away. No,
It's still there.
I thought that is with uh, Ka... What's his name again? Kazuma? Yes.
Yeah, it is not there. So I'm just reminding. It's still there somewhere.
In Kazuma's pocket.
Okay. All right. So in the meantime, I think before that, Chen, do you want to update, because Chen was with Shado and they were waiting for you. Now the three of you are inside the mess hall at the same time. Does Chen wants to update or ask the two of you what's going on? They were
Yes.
waiting for
Oh.
quite some time.
Oh yeah. Okay. I okay.
Ayo, got distracted by kids ah.
Yeah. Actually.
Lupa semua.
Ayo.
Salah.
Truly a man of the cloth. Just kidding.
Oh my god. Okay. Actually, what happened is previously, like,
Well, you can thank
I mean,
those
update them.
kids.
Why?
Well, here's a story, and we retell him what actually happened in Lady Amelia's mansion and all the way here, and then why the reason I was drunk and so on, and also told him that Camille is in the Kazuma is in the lockup.
Oh. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
his
What happened to him?
own.
He went in on his own. Don't ask.
Dang it.
Don't ask.
Don't ask what the hell?
And, he just went in. What can I say?
And the lockup door is still open. He just went in.
Yeah. So what about you? What did you find?
Technically, we find nothing, but we know that one of the is it a grill? Is it?
Yes, it's a grill.
It's a grill on the, is it north side?
Yes, Shado did update us on that.
So yeah, unless there's nothing much to update unless we want to go check it out.
I'm guessing that you are a bit tired. I don't see Shado, so I'm guessing he's taking a nap.
Maybe. So we're gonna go to Commander Leniver's office?
Yes, I am going to go there. Like, if you want to explore the city for a bit, do some shopping, you're most welcome to. I'm just going to ask Leniver about that meeting with the Duchess.
Okay then, maybe I will look around, maybe around the, is it called a chapel? The temple?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I might go there.
All right. I'll see you later then. Have a good day.
All right.
And
Same to you.
head to the barracks.
You went back to the barracks. Well, okay, where does Camille go?
Camille. All right.
I am so tempted to follow the tracks of John and Liz.
Ooh. I like that. I don't know what the DM though.
Okay. So, what do you guys do?
I follow John and Liz.
Oh, wow.
It's quite some time because you were there quite some time because you were because Chen was discussing and asking what happened to you. They were waiting for you for hours and hours, and you guys never showed up. He was interrogating you, saying that all this. So it was a good many minutes that passed by since the two of them left the dorm. And don't forget, you enjoyed the several cups of coffee too.
It's okay. I marked Liz's house on the map, remember?
Okay. So now you have managed to save some of this fine coffee, even though it's not, after this you know it's not going to be hot. You can reheat it later.
Yeah.
All right.
How many servings do I have?
Well, you have 2.5 left.
Nice.
Okay. So what do you do? So Chen wants to go to the temple.
Correct.
Felix is going to the barracks again to see Commander Laniver after sober now. And what does Camille wants to do?
Double check if where Liz is saying where she lives is really where she lives.
Okay. So now it's about two something, about 3. So Camille is going to Water Street.
Oh, Water Street. Oh,
Okay.
he's going up there. Oh, Camille, betul lah.
Okay, Camille is going
Yep.
to Water Street. Chen is going to the Temple of Lathander,
Mm-hmm.
and Felix is going to the barracks to see Commander Laniver.
Mm-hmm.
Almost okay.
DM working hard today.
Yeah, it's okay. So okay, confirm that's the destination, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go from the drill field first, the barracks.
Alright.
Felix, right?
Mhm.
Felix, you went there. Okay, so the 3 of you is set in your path. You went to the barracks, and it took about, as usual, it's about 15 minutes walk, about that, and you went there. The desk sergeant is still there,
Mm-hmm.
and he sees you again. You again.
Yes, it's me.
You want to pick up your luggage? Pointed into the
I take a look, see, and I think he's
The-
safe
the-
there. I think
the
he's
luggage.
safe.
The luggage is still there, snoring now.
Yeah. I think he's safe there for now. I'm going to meet up with Commander Laniver.
Soon I have to charge him for lodging.
Charge him for something.
Baggage handling.
All right. I'm gonna.
Wait. Are you sober?
Yes, I am.
Should I test you again? What, the sobriety test?
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try this one. Nah. I don't think you need. I'm sure I can assure you that I'm not drunk.
Well, you seem to be sensible now, more sensible, and there's a smell of coffee around you. Okay, I think you can proceed.
Yes.
He waved you upstairs. He did not stand in your way this time.
So I head up, knock on the door.
All right.
Waiting
And-
for response.
Come in.
And I hit in.
Commander Laniver is, as usual, poring over notes and reports, and he looks busy. Yes.
Commander, I have a few updates to report in.
Yes, Master Felix.
Yes,
What
so
news do you have? I hope it's glad tidings.
I'm not sure if this is good or bad, but it's very interesting from where we stand.
Interesting. He suddenly cracked a smile, which is a bit not natural look for him. And interesting is hardly normal coming from your party. It always means something dangerous has happened, something deadly, or somebody will die.
Yeah, well, here's one of them, and I retell the story of what happened inside Lady Amelia's mansion, and from one of our bards detecting a whole lot of magic over there, which I think he's gonna dismiss, to me divining sense something evil in her room.
So you tell everything, right?
Yeah, I tell everything, including the kids, but that will be a bit later after the initial one first.
Alright. Okay, let's go towards the Lady Amelia's interview. He says, well, it is not unusual for the nobility to have magical items with them.
Yes, that's true. But the most concerning part is the evil object near her or inside her room.
It looks at you intently. You say you detect something evil. What kind of detection that you did? Is it something like any foul creature?
I'm
Seems to be
guessing
intently looking at you, as if trying to weigh your words carefully.
paladins have this ability of divine sense, where we can sense evil from fiends to uh, holy things, from angels and so on. And with um, Lady Amelia, it's foul.
Foul, you see. I know what you are, and I understand where you're coming from. And when you say it is foul, I will believe you. But that is something that we need. For us, men of faith, we know how to have that. But it cannot be based on this alone that we can bring her in.
Yeah, that is
Correct?
true. But it's something to keep an eye open. And also, I do explain the missing assistant, Gisela, was it?
Yes, Giselle.
Giselle, and also Marta. And
Martha, the midwife?
yes, the timing of their disappearance seems to be too coincidental to the past events.
Martha is still around, right?
Nobody from the from the mansion has seen her, and talking to people from Water Street, they haven't seen her as well. I could be wrong on that one, but still, Gazella does seem to be oddly missing.
It seems like there is lots of missing people around.
Yes, but it seems to be very coincidental, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. But so far, since last night or 2 nights ago, seems the situation has quieted down in the poor quarter. I have to thank you and your party for that, I guess.
You're welcome, but still, I am concerned about that. Oh, talking about the quarters, Elizabeth, Eric, Elizabeth's daughter, she came to see me.
Elizabeth, who is Elizabeth?
One of the pregnant women in the poor quarters, and I'm guessing one of the bodies that we found the night of the attacks on your guards and myself and my team.
That is Eliza.
Eliza. Yeah, sorry, Eliza. So
Ah.
many E names.
That is Eliza.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Her
Yes,
daughter, yes.
she does she yes. She is the one that we have to hide.
Yes, and I don't feel comfortable not telling her the truth. I only hid it because, well, we are still under investigation, and I don't know how to break it to a child that her mother had turned into some kind of abomination for a monster. So, yes, sooner or later we need to tell her something, or need to tell her the truth.
Yes. Closure is necessary. Correct?
Yes.
We cannot have this this child. And then you did mention her name, Lisbeth.
Yes.
Yes. To not know what happened to her mother. I understand. But now is not the time for mourning and closure. Now is the time for action. We still have not wrapped up of this mystery.
Yes, and I do want to see the Duchess if that's possible. I want to know what her side of the story is and what does she know.
Why do you think she is a suspect?
No,
It
I
seems
do want
to
to know what
be-
she knows because here on the ground we are hearing one part of the story. So maybe she has more info that we don't.
She seems hardly to be in her good moods nowadays.
Well, with the missing husband, I doubt anybody would be in a good mood.
I'll see what I can do. I cannot promise you anything,
Well,
but I'll see what I can do.
well,
What are your plans after this, Master Felix?
For now, I'm just going to try and look for more clues of the whereabouts of Master Zalrun. But other than that, I won't be leaving Daggerford for a while. It seems that most of my team are a bit out of commission. One is taking a nap in your prison cell, and the other one is taking a nap at the dorm.
What did he do?
Nothing. He just went in there on his own accord.
Huh?
I know. We try not to question him. He is a strange one, from a foreign land. I think from the land of Karatur, was it?
Why would anyone wants to spend time in prison on his own accord?
I don't
Used to be
know.
music that okay.
I don't know.
So you will keep finding clues in town. You will continue investigation.
Yes, on the cases in the poor quarters and also for Mrs. Alrune. You, how are the crimes here? Are there any organizations going on?
You know, crimes, as in petty crimes.
Gangs
Oh.
or so on? Because a town like Daggerford seems to be filled with lowlifes.
Are you saying I'm not doing my job?
No, you're doing your job, but criminals do tend to do their jobs too. I'm just wondering if they are. I would like to meet up with them and talk and find out what they know. See things from their point of view. Maybe they know something that we overlooked.
There's always the black network. You know, they are all around. We always keep our eyes on them if we can, but they are mostly in the shadows.
I see. Are they the kind of people that cannot be found until they want to?
That's what the black network is usually, right? You and I know that they are the spies and never doers. But they seem to be very quiet. There's a lot of this kind of activities from the petty ones after the trouble started. It seems like these troubles have put almost everybody on edge.
I see. Do you know where I can find one of them?
What do you think they want to advertise where they are?
Well, you say that you've been keeping an eye on them, so I'm guessing you might know where they're hiding.
The best place are always in the plain sight. you might want to try the Daggerford Inn.
You're looking for it in. Alright. I'll do so.
Keep an eye on two persons that usually sits by themselves. That is privileged information,
I didn't hear it from you.
and you do not ever hear it from me or my source.
Mm-hmm.
But you did ask.
Yes, that is
Eh.
true.
Anything else?
Yes, no, I'm trying to remember. Did I mention that Elizabeth had company?
No. You mentioned she is looking for her mother.
Yes. While she was following me, she had company by a boy, I think 17, going by the name of John.
John.
Yes,
What a weird name.
I know. But
is that a normal name?
I don't think so. But I think he's using an alias. The way he dressed and composed himself is too, how do I put this? It doesn't fit the area. He seems to be from the high roads or even Water Street. But I did hear the name Jonas.
Roll perception, please. Or
Okay.
insight.
Both of them suck. But perception is 1 -1, and insight is a -1. Either or, it still sucks. So let's go for insight.
The John is an unfamiliar name for me. Nothing. I think it's a weird name. I'm just thinking it's such a weird name. Why would any parents give the kid's name John?
Like I said, it's just an alias.
And what you say there's another name?
I think his real name might be Jonas.
Seems to be thinking he seems to be not that familiar with the name Jonas.
But
There are some well, Jonas is quite a common name.
one of the key defining features for him is that he makes a really good ass coffee.
Roll perception or insight.
Let's go for perception. Oh god dang.
Well, I think is to know your coffee brew seems to indicate, yeah, he is not your normal commoner, I would say. But do keep an eye on him. What does he look like?
Tall, the usual.
Mhm.
Well kept
Hey.
hair.
Age?
17, from what I can tell.
What is his hair color?
Damn, I did not notice that, or I did not ask. Shit. Probably brown. I wasn't really focusing on him. Maybe if we ask Camille or Chen, they might know. They were on him like bees to honey.
Well, I don't think I can help you much with that description, that vague description that you have.
Yes. I do understand that, but still, I'll try and get more info on this John character.
Yeah, do that. Please do.
By the way, how are the guards in the city? Have they bolstered or have they dwindled?
Have you seen the drill field that is full of activity with a new fervor?
Yes.
You seem to have inspired, your party seems to have inspired many of the men to seems to fight back against this tide of darkness.
That's good. All right, just wondering because I might still be doing some patrols at night. But I think I've taken too much of your time. So anyway, with that, I shall take my leave.
Yes, do tell me later about this John character.
Yes. And with that, I head out of the room.
Okay. All right. You head out of the room and you went down the stairs. You can hear snoring. Your luggage seems to be snoring.
Yes. I'll leave him be. Leave him be for a bit. I mean, the cells have been empty for a while now, so it's a nice change of pace.
Don't make me smother him.
I pretend did not hear that, and I head to the Daggerford Inn.
Okay. So let's go to Camille.
Yay!
Camille? So you went to Water Street. Camille, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. It took about 5 to 10 minutes because it's very close to where you are. You went to Water Street and you seem to try to recall the place where you last met Eliza. Yeah, which is around this place. You're correct.
All right.
All right. And you notice the area has been okay. The last place that you saw is in front of a building. It's quite run down, and the doors are hardly closing properly, and it seems quiet. What do you do?
The building, is it?
Yes, you are now in front of that building that you last saw Eliza.
Ah,
Hello.
I go invisible.
Okay. The door is closed. Do you want to peek inside? There's a window there.
Yeah, I peek inside.
You peek inside and you saw two figures inside.
Ooh. Okay.
One is it is a bed sheet on the floor. It seems to be a kid. It's about 7 years old. And beside the person, you saw Lisbeth. Seems to be putting on damp cloth or damp towel or dirty rag onto the forehead of that person.
The kid is sick, is it?
Well, from where you saw the kid is just lying there, a bit motionless, and seems to be sweating.
Since I'm invisible, I sneak in and take a closer look.
You sneak in through.
Window, right?
Yes. Okay. Please roll stealth because the window pane is a bit unhinged, and you sense that if you disturb it, it will crack a bit. So please
Oh,
roll.
like that.
Yes.
It's obvious common knowledge.
Visibility. Yes, you can be invisible, but you can be a very noisy invisible guy.
Okay, I look for another point of entry if possible. It's a squalid house, anyways.
Is run down and things are. It can be
Quick.
falling apart. The door is Shado tiba-tiba dia.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
round. I see. Hello.
Welcome, Shado. Oh, cukup korang ke? Can we move on the story?
Yep.
How are you feeling? And are you joining us or just listening in?
Yeah.
Oh,
If
wait,
you guys
Kazuma.
okay, I can
Alright.
join you guys lah.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
so,
Kazuma.
Yeah.
Kazuma is away.
We can up to you guys lah.
No problem. Kazuma is in the lockup.
In the lockup. Why?
You know what? Nah, we're not gonna tell. You got to see the video.
All right.
Okay, but now the Camille is trying to breaking and entering.
It was initially
Okay.
through the window, but
Through the window, but you you have a gut sense that the window pane is a bit dodgy. You may disturb something and cause
I look for another point of entry if possible.
okay. Roll perception.
So,
oh, 17.
where are you guys currently? At least, I think.
Okay.
All right.
DM.
Okay. As of right now, you before this you went out on your own to do your own scouting,
All right.
and then you left Chen, and then Chen uh went and found Felix. They had an encounter. All of them had an encounter, and then after the encounter they split on their ways. So Felix was at the barracks. Uh,
All right.
Camille is near Water Street to follow a
Okay.
lead or a person of interest for him. And Chen is on his way to the Temple of Lathander.
Oh, basically all of us split up.
Kind of, yes.
Yes, kind of. And you just came back from your own investigation. And you notice, you just arrived at the dorm,
Mhm.
and you notice everyone is not there. But there is a good smell of coffee in the dorm, which is a bit of different from the usual smell of cheap coffee. This
Alright.
is smell like a rich kind of coffee.
Kopi luwak.
No, somebody bring Starbucks.
All right. So right now, Camille is trying to breaking and entering, and you notice if you move about 45 degrees at an angle, you may be able to avoid the unhinged window pane. So you want to enter, is it, Camille?
I go in at an angle. Yeah, let's go.
All right. So stealthily, you went in. You are invisible, and at the same time, the Lisbeth attention is on this child that is in the cot on the floor. He is sweating. He seems to have the same brown hair as Lisbeth. So what do you do?
So he looks sick.
Yes, he does look sick. And then he opens his eyes and seems to notice something because he is facing towards the open window, and he seems to be squinting, and he seems in a feverish voice, sister, something, window.
Oh my.
You are the something.
Okay. Even though you are very stealthy and you are invisible, you do realize that you have a silhouette because you are a solid person going
Oh
through a
my.
window. You are
Really? Does it?
invisible, but you do give a silhouette in the sunlight.
Oh yeah, the sunlight. Okay, I get out.
Okay. But the Lisbeth is very shh, 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 shh. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay.
I get out. I hide in the corner and I heal the boy.
Ooh. Healing words.
The
68.
the boy, which is about 7 years old, is still pointing at the window, at the open window. Shado. Shado. Stuff. The range is 60 feet. And then he seems to be calmer, and he seems to be less feverish. And Camille, you notice Elizabeth is sobbing. It's like
She's what? She's talking.
no sobbing. It's,
Ah.
she seems to be sobbing and crying for that. Just hang on. I will get a healer for you. I think our luck may have changed. We may try to weather our way out of this. Just hang on there. Okay? Okay, Todd?
Odd, right?
And she is very intent on taking care of the child in the bed cot.
Ah, I see.
Okay? What do you do?
Okay. I did my good deed and I return.
So you went out of the window again.
Ah,
Window jumpers.
is there another way out?
You it is okay. It is a very squalid. Okay, you when you went inside, you notice it's a very dank and squalid home. It is a home. It is not proper. There is some garbage here and there. The sink. Well, there's not even a proper kitchen. It's just
Mm.
a fireplace that is that doesn't have uh fuel to burn. So if it's at night, it will be very cold, and that may be one of the cause why the boy is sick.
Ah.
Okay, and okay, you from the shadows, you notice even the door is not properly closing because it seems jammed. If you want to open the door, it will require a bit of force to pull because it looks jammed. To open and to close is just as jammed.
Out the window.
The window is wide open, but one of the panel, the pane is a bit on its side. So far that's the only point of exit that you can see. The egress.
Mm-hmm. Through the window lah.
Okay. And then okay. Let me roll this.
Oh, 6.
Okay. This time around, Todd was sleeping and even though his eyes was glazed looking at the window and the outside light, he did not even let out a whimper. So you are out of that house. That abode.
Safe.
Okay.
The window jumpers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you are out of there and let's see, Chen, you are going to the Temple of Lathander.
Yes, correct. But
All
I'm
right.
gonna use the high road.
Okay, the
And
high
they
road.
just go. Yes. Like through the high road
Oh, the
and
high
go
road.
up to Duke.
Duke's Way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going up.
Oh, wow, that is quite a distance.
Wait, what? He's going through Duke's Way instead of High Road?
No,
No,
he
he's
Yeah.
using
he
to the
went to a high
bottom.
road and then Duke's Way. Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
High Road or
that
Hill
is
Road? High Road, right?
Yeah, high road.
Oh, okay.
It's a big detour there.
I know.
yeah. He went a big detour. Okay. That took about 25 minutes or half an hour.
Alright. But do I see anything like for the maybe like what like
Chonjok.
how the people are
Mm.
at the turn?
You went there as a person of the cloth. People are looking at you, and some of them recognize you as part of the Midnight Hunters, the game changers. Some of them say that.
Yes.
Now it's about the time when people have gained hope, and you smile and you nod, and then people are nodding at you, and some of them seems to be clasping their hands together and seems to be praying in your direction. So it's like people are there's like a congregation along where you are. It's like you are just a messiah
Uh, oh man.
among the masses.
The
Okay, good.
Midnight
So I
Hunters are too much. We may need to do a name change. The Crimson Vows.
People among the poor
Window
quarter,
jumpers.
the people among the poor quarters are there, and then you seem you and in your pristine robes and armor seems to be like strutting, uh, and they were some of them started cheering and cheered, our heroes. And then when you are at the high road, people are also nodding at you. Some of the ladies are looking at you, winking, at the high road. Okay, and finally, on the Duke's Way, you arrive in front of the Grand Playhouse. Okay, and you try to make your way into Duke's Way, and you hear some cat calls and some female voices. Hi there. Oh, hello. Hi. Yeah. People seems to be an audience in the Grand Playhouse watching you.
So I just wave and nod to them.
They are very elegantly dressed ladies at the Grand Playhouse, waving at you while you make your way along Duke's Way towards the temple. You mentally you you mark this place as a place of interest.
The Grand Playhouse.
I don't go for like older woman.
How do you know their role?
Huh?
They are
I
not
prefer
old.
innocent and young.
No, they are very innocent looking, and no, they are quite young and very interesting looking. Let me put it
Okay.
that way. And suddenly, inside your brain, a word screams at you. Ooh, nasty.
Oh god.
That's the word that came to your mind.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are almost at the temple of Lathander. So you are in front of it. You can
So
hear. Okay, what do you do?
I knock on the door.
Okay, and you can hear the hymn and from the inside, and somebody opened the door, temple door, and it's one of the pages for the order, for the temple, for the clerical order there. Okay. Yes. What can I do for you?
Alright. Is Master Boris around?
Master Boris. Master Boris is around. Why? Who do you want? Why do you want to see him?
Since there's something important that I want to talk to him, as we are a part of the people of the faith.
Let me see. Uh, let me get. Let me ask him. Can you wait for a bit?
Are you gonna let me wait outside?
Oh, that's
As
very,
part of
very rude. That's very rude of me. Come in. Come in.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then he put you. Okay. He went inside. You are all both inside. You are at the sermon hall. Can you just sit here and wait for a bit?
Okay, thank you. Please get Master Boris for me.
Of course. I'll come back in it shortly. So he scatters away, and he seems to be very nervous. Seems to be quite new in this, and he went there, and shortly later you see Boris. Yeah,
Hmm. How do you do, Master Boris?
fine. What do you do? How do you do? Das wunderbar.
Oh,
Das ist wunderbar. Yeah.
Das Vidanya.
That's Russian.
That's
just Russian and German at the same time.
Das
Ah,
ist wunderbar is German. Das Vidanya means goodbye in Russian.
Yeah, that's why. Like two languages at the same time. What the hell? Uh, Okay. Who's the one that we're taking care of here? It's Eliza, right?
It is Erica.
Erica.
Oh, Erica. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm doing good. I'm just wondering about Erica. How is she doing?
She is sedated. Cannot do
Sedated?
much. Yes.
Care to explain more?
Why do you want to know? We have our ways to cure people.
I understand, but we are people of the faith, and sedation is not really our way.
We can do only so much. I think there is something that we cannot do more than what we can.
So
Yeah.
would you able to bring me to her?
I'm afraid 9. It's not 9 as in 9. It's 9 as
I
in
know.
no.
9 is no in German, yeah.
9 as in not 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is no. 9.
You're being really weird, Mr. Boris. Do you
Das
anything?
unwird.
Yes.
Why?
Hmm.
Why do you want to know?
Okay. While this is happening, okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna. It's my character sheet. Everything. Catch this.
Detect magic. I wonder if you'll be bombarded by magic in this place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me this.
10.
Okay. Okay. Lord Boris seems to be looking at you. Seems to be. Are you trying to cast something? And
No,
then
I
okay,
just feel.
you detect there's lots of divine magic emanating at many angles inside this grand hall.
Oh, dang it.
And also some latent and quite powerful magic around and on Master Boris. Are you trying to do something? I sense something is about. What are you trying to do?
Excuse my manner, Mr. Boris, as I have to be caution around here. I do not know
Caution
who
in
is.
this house of Lord. You
Yes, you know that
Wow.
people of our faith turns against us so many times throughout the past. So I do not know who might be in league with Lady Amelia. So I must be careful.
Why do you think Lady Amelia is something wrong? She has been generous with the church, with the temple. She is one of our main benefactors.
Yes, but doesn't mean money means they are good. You should have known that Lady Amelia, based on our party investigation, has something dark inside her house.
Your party has asked us to scout the poor quarters to see some contagion to be contained. Yeah? So
Yes.
why do you now suspect we have anything to do with this?
Mm,
You
I
seem
don't
to
know.
be very active, very suspicious.
Am I being very suspicious, or are you being very suspicious?
You
Because
seem
right now, are you not close with Lady Amelia?
you okay? Are you part of the Lathander?
Technically, no, but
Uh-huh.
I'm just playing like I am part of them.
Okay. He seems to be now a bit more guarded around you. He was very open before, and you sense a shift in attitude. seems like first he detected you seem to be trying to do something, and now your tone is a bit more accusing. Master, I think you have overstayed your welcome here. Your party has asked us to care for this woman, and we have done our very level best. We have scouted out for similar situation as hers, and we are doing it currently. And now you seem to insinuate our benefactor to have something to do. Do you have proof of this?
As of the moment, no. But yet, we will bring her to justice if she is the one behind this.
Then yes, we are men of faith. Correct. But faith also means that we have to have proof. Correct. And then he seems to ask you. One of his eyebrow is outward.
I do smell what the rock is cooking.
You can't accuse somebody without this. Do you want to accuse also some women of witchcraft without proof? Do you have proof of your accusations?
Oh, Master Boris. You're talking about proof, and we are worshipping a deity yet to be seen with very eyes. So I would prefer that time will tell the proof of it, as we must have faith that our Lord and Savior is shining upon us. But you didn't answer my question. Are you not close with Lady Amelia?
Seem to have a crisis of faith, my son.
Oh, the crisis of faith is not me, but maybe it's in you.
What is this
You
conversation?
have overstayed your welcome in these hallowed halls. I need to ask you civilly to leave before we lose civility in these halls.
Oh, I understand, Mr. Boris.
Oh.
Thank you for entertaining me.
Oh my god.
I am not most entertained. I am not amused at all.
I understand. Forgive me for my aggression towards you.
You have overstayed your welcome. He called the acolyte before, escort him out. And he just stood there with arms akimbo. He seems to be holding there is a hammer near his where he put his weapon, so seems to be fingering that something, and then the page seems to be sense the mood that has shifted, seems to be ushering you out. Here,
boy.
come here. And Master Boris just stood his ground, glowering at you. It seems to be watching you, ensuring that you do walk out.
Okay.
Okay.
Out of character and as a player, Guts, do you know that in D&D the gods are real, right?
I know. Just like I know the God is real.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just wondering. Okay, no problem. Okay.
Yeah, but
That is the most interesting conversation
yeah,
or confrontation among two people of the cloth.
yeah. Basically, Chen is not following Latanda, right?
For sure not lah, but
That's why.
But
Yeah,
because it's people of the faith, because I believe my God is higher than him.
yeah. That's the
Yeah.
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 I mean,
So
there's a wiki
his God-
page.
Battle of faith.
Okay, then I think I head back to the barracks.
okay, you went back to your barracks this time around. But
Yeah.
somehow okay, can you roll perception?
Oh god.
Chen?
The perception. Where's my character sheet? Thing. Think.